It doesn't get much more remote than this. A bone-shaking hour's drive from the nearest main road is this haven for over 500 children, many of them orphaned by AIDS. This is Kawukano Christian School.
1991, the gentleman who stays just down here, who was the chairman of the witch doctors in this place, challenged us to come and preach Christ in this area because he thought the witchcraft was pretty strong. That's what he thought. We preached Christ. Amazingly, he was the first person to give himself to the Lord. And so he donated 20 acres of this land here.
It's rural to the point of remote, yet many people live in these parts. And with 95% of the population unable to read and write, Edward saw the need for a school to break the uneducated, impoverished cycle from continuing into the next generation. Kawukano opened to 50 children. Now upwards of 530 between the ages of 4 and 18 study here.
We are not short of our children. An average family would probably have 7 children. That's at least. Some families have 15, 16. I think there's a family with 23. Actually, I talked to the headmaster to stop at 500, but I think he's been overwhelmed. I will not blame him.
For the first time in this locale, children are progressing from primary to secondary levels. They're passing examinations. They have aspirations beyond their family's dreams. That is, if they're fortunate enough to still have a family. Can all of them afford the school fees?
Most of them can't. And as we have had some children just come here, so we have come for help. We have no school fees. Our parents died. We have no help. So being a Christian school, people expect to gain some. They think we are sympathetic. Of course we do.
We have a couple of them here in school. They were living on their own. The father's dead, the mother's dead. The house is almost falling over them. So they take refuge here, and we find somehow to find some place to put them.
The boy is called Ivan, and then Rydia. Totally orphans. They have no, even a guardian. They don't even have a guardian. They were sleeping in a house without any person around. So when they heard of this Christian school, they decided to ride their old bicycle. They came here, and we also welcome them. We are with them. They put up a school here, and they are very happy.
About 50 boys and girls live at Kawukano. There's all this space, but not the wherewithal to build improved dormitories so that more children in the direst situations can make their home here permanently.
We are very glad to see you, our visitors.
Thank you very much.
Not at all. Is the center of our Give thanks to the Lord for His good. Give thanks center of our
Each classroom has upward of 70 pupils. Many of them have to sit on the floor. They really need more desks and chairs, and textbooks which aren't spelt in the American way would be a big help. The school follows the Uganda national curriculum with added religious instruction and, of course, sexual health lessons. For many of them, the realities of HIV and AIDS are all too close to home. The children get fed here too. That way the teachers can be sure they've at least eaten something each day. It's usually watered down porridge, and there's rarely more than one day's worth in the supply cupboard. The teachers' meagre wages sometimes have to be reallocated. Edward doesn't teach, but there's little else he doesn't do around the school, from planting fruit on the land to calling in at settlements along the way to round up kids who should be in class. Tell me what you would do with this school if you were able to have more resources. What is it that you really need?
I think first and foremost, I would probably upgrade this water system, because over 90% of the diseases here are waterborne. So if we would get clean water, not only for the children, but even for the people around here, because some of these children, or many of them, come from those homes. So it's meaningless taking good water here and taking that water at home.
He'd like to make Kawukano a model organic village, drawing on the land's resources in this lush area. He has ideas for diversifying, enabling the school to be run off the proceeds of a demonstration garden, selling produce like free-range chicken and pineapples which haven't been exposed to pesticides. Lucrative business even in Uganda, where those who can afford it are becoming more health and environment conscious. But without funds for seedlings and start-up costs, there's no way forward. There's not a lot of sentiment around. This is the way it is. But a great start's been made and hundreds of kids have got new hope. In Western terms, it would take relatively little to improve Kawukano a lot. Can you help a place like this realise its potential?